Hello and welcome. My name is Sharon and this is Trio.of.Witches Tarot. So in this video, I am going to do a bit of a side-by-side of the Czech version of Shadowscapes with the English version of Shadowscapes. I'm not going to do a full walkthrough. I don't have all of the cards from the English one. I've been trading them, giving them away. So first off, we can clearly see the boxes are different sizes, so the decks are different sizes. It's the whole point in getting the Czech version, which you can get on, I got mine off of Book Depository. The other obvious difference is the art on the cover of the box is different. They are also significantly different in thickness. Part of that is due to the Czech guidebook being much larger, much better. I didn't keep it. I don't have it to show to you, which I apologize for. I don't read Czech, so it wasn't really very useful. Also, this has a thumb cutout. This one does not, which, you know, then it's hard to open if you put it back together empty. I mean, it's a nice hard little box. I've created my own thumb cutouts before using an X-Acto knife on boxes. So there is the English one, and this is the Czech one. It does have the thumb cutout. Kind of the same, yeah, the same on the, equivalent. So open it up. I kept the English little white book. So there's that. Get the boxes out of the way. So yeah, so the little white book for the English version is a sad cousin to the Czech version. But, you know, if you just want to hang on to this, if you're, you know, taking the deck somewhere, I guess it's handy. So you can see, obviously, they are different in, so we'll do this way, different in size, also different in thickness. And I edged my English in silver Sharpie. The Czech one comes gilded and there is a little bit of a bow in it. I haven't used it, shuffled it enough to, I'm sure that'll work itself out. Anyway, so let's flip them over. So another first difference is the color of the border. So they are, you know, pretty much the same thickness all around, but definitely a different color. I think I don't know. I mean, I kind of like both of them if you're going to have a border. I mean, you could trim this deck. If you didn't want the Czech, you could trim it all around. Not sure why this card is out of order. We'll put it in order when the time comes. This is cardstock as far as, you know, flexibility is pretty much the same. The Czech version is a little bit glossy, not like super, super glossy, not that terrible glossy. And, you know, it still slides nicely, but it is glossy, where this one is definitely matte. They both ruffle shuffle easily, which I can do at the end. I've got some cards out of order. Not sure what that's about. Has a little face card. All of those are out of order. We'll put them back in order as we encounter them. And then, you know, you notice the whole reason for getting the Czech version is the art is larger. The art is very intricate in this deck. It would not hurt this deck to be almost oracle size. You know, I have some big decks. Ember and Aura comes to mind. Crimson Hysteria. It could be as big as that. So here we have the, I guess I'll do a side-by-side of what I have here, just so you can see. So it's definitely, this card is a little more saturated and a little bit more green in the Czech version. And the cards are numbered. And then they have the Czech name. And because, you know, it's the majors, it's easy to know. So I didn't feel the need to write on them anywhere. But they were High Priestess, definitely more saturated. So yeah, it's definitely worth. I mean, it wasn't, the Czech version was not expensive by any means. So there's no reason not to get it. And forgot about talking about the companion books. I will show after I do this the companion books that you can get, and the art books, which were not available for a long time, very recently became available again. They're not cheap. I think it ended up being $110 US in total for the 2 books, because there's one for the majors and one for the minors. Wait, what happened? Ah, that's where it happened. There we go. And the art books are really, really cool. You don't have to get them. If you wanted a bigger guide than is provided with the English, there is a companion book, which I got secondhand for around $4 to $5. Kind of like the color in this one a little bit better than the English one. But, you know, if I wasn't doing a side-by-side, I would have no complaints whatsoever. There it is. When we jump to Temperance. Okay. There it is. So it's totally worth finding and getting the bigger deck. I'm just going to do this pretty quick, just so you can see, prove to yourself. And look at how much nicer that castle is, bigger. Then even if you have the English version, and maybe you're fine with the smaller art. I have to wear glasses anyway, normally, and love this card. So what I did is I just put the number and the symbol for the element, because it isn't always entirely apparent in this deck. And there's 2 ones there, so that's not hard. There's 1 wand here, so it's not that hard. There's some of them where it's not entirely apparent. Like this one, you know, the horns or the wands. So there isn't in Shadowscapes that consistency of what the wand is throughout the suit. And this one, I always have a hard time with. I mean, you can count them, but I don't want to have to stop and count all the time. And I don't have this deck memorized. So, I mean, that's an easy thing to do with, you know, a micro Sharpie or some other kind of micro pen. And I don't think it's obtrusive at all to have that on there. Sometimes I get totally distracted by my own writing. So yeah, I don't know that I would necessarily know that's the page. I guess, once I start working with it more, I would recognize that that's page. This one is like a little bit more, not transcribable in my brain. It starts with P, A, 4 letters. That one's easy. This one, not so much. King would be easier, but anyway, none of that is important. And I like it when I have a foreign language deck. I do like to preserve that foreign language because over time I start to incorporate in my brain what those words are. And I would probably look up how to pronounce them eventually. Because I've, all these accents I have no idea. This little, you know, the little circle above that letter, I'm not familiar with that accent. Mermaids. Love mermaids. One of the reasons I love this deck. One amongst many reasons. But mermaids don't hurt. Yeah, look at that color saturation there. It's way better. And, you know, it's nice that it's not a stabbed heart, but it doesn't shy away from the hard cards and the swords. So I guess this is turning into a full walkthrough if you haven't seen the whole deck, although I'm going kind of fast. So there's other walkthroughs of this deck. Purposes of this one is to do the side-by-side. So yeah, this is the cover of the English version. I love the green and the pentacles in this deck. It's a lovely shade. Dragons. Spider alert. Love this card. Okay, so I had to zoom out quite a bit because the art books are quite large. So this is the Shadowscapes Companion, which I highly recommend you get. It has way more content about meanings. It has, even though they're black and white, it does have larger images. So if you didn't want to splurge on the art books, you could just get this for just a few dollars. Really, you know, look on eBay, it was probably on Buck Depository for new. I got mine used at AbeBooks, ABEBOOKS.com, and they have a lot of really good secondhand books on there. Or, you know, Amazon, a lot of, you know, the Goodwill books and stuff, they sell on Amazon. So you can find this for super cheap, and it's great. So that is the Shadowscapes Companion book, easily found for very cheap. These are the art books, which are very recently available again on the Shadowscapes Tarot.com. I will provide a link below. Do not, if that does not work, what I just said, use a link I provide. And these are from the creator. So we have, for some reason, they are bound differently. So the Minor Arcana is a hardback book, and the Major Arcana is a soft bound book. As you can see, very large art, all in color, and it's signed. And these are approximately $50 a piece. I want to make sure, yes, you can see this all. I am sorry, the angle is a little odd because of the way my tripod is and everything, so we all just have to learn to live with it. Actually, maybe, let me see if I can fix that. Anyway, so full page artwork where you can see all of the details that might be, like these little people here, might be hard to make out on the card. It does talk about the interpretation meaning of the card. And then for each card, this is the Magician. Yes, this is really nice thick paper. It has a sketchbook section about the process of creating it and breaking down some of the symbolism in the card itself. And that is for every single card in the Major Arcana. Thus, a whole book for the majors. It feels so close to the camera. Okay. And yes, that's it. There's no spreads or anything in it. Yes, there we go. Shadowscapes.com. And the beginning of it, see, she talks a little bit, there's a little intro, and then it just dives right into the cards. So that's the Major Arcana. And then this is the Minor Arcana, which is a hardbound book. It has a cover, but then the book itself is also illustrated the same way. And you have the leaf here, which talks about the artist on that flap. So beautiful. This book is so beautiful. And, you know, your typical, what you see in a hardbound book. And then it's also signed. An intro. I haven't read through this. I can't compare it to the intro. And the other one, I'm going to assume it is similar. So then we have another full page, full color illustration of each card, a description of meaning for the card, and not every card for the minors has sketch. I believe it's the court cards. Let's get to the court cards that have the sketch. Oh, what happened there? A little loose. Oh, because it's the way it's bound. Okay, so then we have the page, the knight, queen, and the king. And then we have a sketchbook for the wands themselves together, so not dedicated to any one card, but the wands overall. And there is, you know, some detail for each of the courts. So it's the same thing. Look, I see, I don't know that I would have noticed on the card itself. There's so much detail in this Six of Cups. I wish those cards were twice as big as they are, even in the Czech version. So again, we have the sketchbook, which, you know, I love knowing what the process was for the artist. So yeah, this is so beautiful. This is such a well done art book for a tarot deck. So yes, Shadowscapes, the art books, the companion book, the little white book from the English deck, which, you know, if you don't have either version, and you don't really need the little white book, you know, you can get the companion book. It semi follows RWS, you know, for the most part, or you could read intuitively. If you have the English version and you decide you want to get the Czech version, you know, do something with the cards. Maybe keep the English version cards as some kind of a backup or study guide or travel size deck. Actually, maybe I should have not traded away the cards so I have a travel size deck. Anyway, so there you go. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you will like and subscribe, and comment below your thoughts or questions or, you know, experience with Shadowscapes, because it's a beautiful deck that I haven't really dove into yet enough. Okay, thanks, and have a great day.